Aloha and welcome to Moana's Divine Readings. I am Moana Anela and I am the Hawaiian Gypsy. I may have spelled it wrong, but well, I'm a gypsy, so I go with the flow. So I usually do monthly readings for the collective energies, and I work with the Mayan Oracles, as well as I work with Hawaiian Oracle cards as well. And for the love readings, I will be bringing in the Egyptian. So how my love readings are going to work I also will be bringing in financial readings as well, and I will be doing that in the same format as these love readings as well. So how we're going to start. So this is the intro, and I'm just going to explain everything here, so I don't have to explain everything for every time I do this. And so how it's going to work is that I'll have the sign here, and basically I will be using for the love readings, I'll be using the Good Tarot, and what'll happen is I'll have like basically a general for the sign, so it'll be either water, fire, air, or earth, and we're going to tap into my monthly reads that I do. The energy that comes through the monthly reads, I'll be bringing them into the love and financial reads. And so we're going to start off with a general for a particular type of signs, whether it's water, earth, air, or fire. And then that's going to be kind of a general. And then we'll be going into the particular readings after that. So when I do the general, we'll be using the Good Tarot and also the Romance Angel. Sorry, I can never remember what they're called, but the Romance Angel cards. And then after I do the general for that type of signs, the elements, then when I'll be going into into each particular sign for that sign. So let's say if I did water signs, so I'll do the general read, and then we'll go into each particular sign. So for water it would be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, and then from there I'll be using the Alchemy Tarot for the particular signs, and also the Enchanted Map. And I always use the my Hawaiian spread, which always calls into the energy of higher self, or sorry, when I do the general reading, it's basically coming from spirit, so more divine energies, so higher divine energies, the central manifested energies, and then also root energies, the energies that are kind of coming in, giving support to the manifested energies. Okay, and anything else I need to say? They are all general reads, so take what resonates. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Take what resonates, and and then just throw away what doesn't resonate. I do work with the Ho'o Pono Pono Hawaiian principles, so it's always about divine love and light, and we just call into that energies, and then go from there. So for the general, we take the aspects of what spirit is saying for overall, and that's why it's a general energy. And then when we go into the particular signs, when we go and use these cards, we basically clarify what and get into more detail what the general energy is. Sorry if I keep repeating myself. And then we when we get into the particular sign, then all of a sudden the position come more into a personal aspect of of the self. So we get into like now the three aspects that the Hawaiians use is the higher self, the middle self, and then the lower self. All right, and then I'll just say a little bit more about those when we get into those signs. All right, so that's just a major intro. I'll just, you know, put onto every reading so that I don't have to keep repeating this. It's just nice in the beginning. And so the general reading, and then when you get into particular signs, just look for the timestamps below. Okay, all other information is always going to be in the information below. And yeah, any questions, just leave that in the comment box. And I look forward to doing your reading. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Aloha. Aloha, and welcome to the Earth reading now for our Earth signs. So we'll go into our general collective Earth forecast, I guess, if you will, and then we'll kind of verify each sign into more clarity as we go in. So first, we'll just start with the general, and the general. I use the good tarot for the general, and then when we clarify each sign, then we'll be going into the Alchemy Tarot with some clarifying cards. So yeah, so welcome to the Earth section. Earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. And we're in Capricorn season now, and a lot of things are happening in Capricorn right now as I'm doing this reading, kind of late into the month, but we still got a lot of December left and into January. My name is Moana, and I am the Hawaiian Gypsy. Welcome. And we're going to start. Usually I've been trying to save time and space, so I've been having the cards already done, like shuffled and meditated on. I already meditated on the cards, however, I will shuffle them and then we'll set the spread. I used a Hawaiian spread, and because I know I'm shuffling them because I know you guys like to see the shuffle. But yes, I use a Hawaiian spread that refers to the three selves, and then I get into hidden energies, and then hidden energies, and then energies, and then energies that are contributing that we may be aware of, but Spirit wants us to pay more slightly attention to. Okay, and that's okay. So for those who are not familiar with my spread, I don't know if you can see all the cards there, and we have so right now we're doing a reading for all our signs together, and then I will go into each sign as I clarify the general spread. Okay, so this card here, that is for the lower self. Lower self is your basically your intuitive self. Let me move the cards over. Your intuitive self is it's your subconscious self. Okay, also known as the one that kicks in for your survival instincts and everything. And then we have the middle self. That's you here on the Earth, on planet. This is the part of you that we express ourselves to the world. And then this is the higher self. So that's your divine self, and that's kind of like your higher self coming in. That's kind of like, you know, those kind of spiritual Gnostic wisdom. When that comes in, that usually comes in from your higher self. which is also connected to your guides, your ancestors, angels, however you view that part. Okay, and then to the right is the hidden energies, and then to the left. I'm kind of thinking, which way am I facing? To the left is hidden energy. To the right is energies that are kind of apparent, but maybe Spirit wants us to take a different look at that, or a different perspective. And then this top card up here is the card when all three of yourselves are aligned, and this is like the universe message that's coming in. Okay, and we'll get started. So yeah, each spread, I do a general for each month, and I bring in the general energies that I bring in. So I use Mayan Oracle cards when I do a general collective. That's just for the whole month. And what came out this month was the wind, and that's Eat, and then Etsna, which is the he's kind of like the Ace of Swords. He's like also the flint. So he's the one that shines light on truth, and also the sword that cuts away anything that is not that of truth in our lives. Toxic anything. Toxic circumstances, toxic people, even for ourselves, toxic habits. And then I also do with the Mayan Oracle cards, I also pull out an Egyptian card as well. And Soul Retrieval came out for this month, and basically deep soul healing with the goddess. And oh my goodness, can we not feel that, right? That deep soul, everything being revealed. So this is totally, and especially with everything that's going on with the new moons, the full moons. This particular reading is being done just after that full moon, 12/12/12/12. So, and you can see the silver here. Silver is also that represents like truth and reflection, like a lot of moon energy, soul retrievals. That's basically going down to your deep soul and healing that. And then what came out for the Hawaiians is the Hawaiian Oracle card was the Ho'o Moana, and that is illuminate or enlighten. And it's just, the cards always speak to each other, and it's amazing. They always say, are just saying kind of like the same thing with a different perspective. So that's really cool. So we have Mayan Oracle cards, Egyptian, and Hawaiian Oracle cards. So I always bring those into each readings. All right, so we'll get started. I usually start with the middle self. So with the energy coming out for the middle self is the Nine of Earth. So Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns, there you are right there. So stepping into your element and not just stepping into your element only, but also stepping into your soul being, stepping into your soul self. So yes, these are the love readings, and of course it's a general reading, so it won't resonate with everybody. So take what resonates, and ignore the rest. But yeah, so basically stepping into yourself, knowing who you are. So a lot of earth signs, basically a lot of earth signs are really good at that, taking care of business, kind of, so to speak. So in this case, it's kind of like taking care of your own personal business. So you're starting to see that whether you're in a relationship or whether you're coming into a new relationship, or you're single, I'm not sure if one's coming up. That we'll get into more when we get in more to the clarifiers. However, so Nine of Earth, basically it's stating you are being aware with all the stuff coming to light, all this truth coming to light. You are beginning to be aware you kind of need to take care of your business first, stepping into yourself, and also figuring out who who you truly are, what your mission here is on earth, basically. And that's that whole, like, just stepping into yourself. You're starting to see another realm of your soul being, if you will. And that brings me back into the soul retrieval. So you're starting to see this other realm, and you're like, wow, am I really doing what I'm here to do? So you're starting to connect with a part of yourself that maybe has been dormant for a very long time, or most of your life, or all your life up till now, and that's actually quite normal. And now is a good time to be actually realizing these things and bringing them into life. So that's really important. So starting with the love of your passion, who you are, and what you're here to do, what you're here to be, like really resonating and becoming whole in yourself. And it's interesting that card's coming out at the middle cell, because that speaks about the expression of who you are. So you're not only starting to see, like, oh wow, I gotta really start listening to myself and really start attending to my own needs, and living the life I want to live. But not just that, but I also got to express that out to the world even more. So that's really important. All right, so then we're going to come down to the lower self. This is your really deep soul being. Wow, and we got Six of Earth. Nice, very, very nice. So this is basically your lower self is the part of yourself that is your subconscious self. It's your root self. So it would resonate with the root chakra, basically, with those energies building up. It's the part that we really want to be strong, and then it comes up, into manifesting who we really are. So coming down to the lower self here, we have the Six of Earth. So again, Six of Earth is basically the same as Six of Pentacles, and that's that reciprocity, that give and take, that as above, so below. So you're starting to see in love, you're starting to see coming back to this Nine of Earth, Nine of Pentacles. You're starting to see that you really need to build that balance within yourself, that foundation. And I am getting that kind of like balancing of you as a whole, like all your aspects, divine masculine, divine feminine. There's the four bodies of the soul, the spiritual, the mental, the physical, and also the emotional. Okay, so spiritual is kind of like ethereal as well. So balancing all aspects of yourself, bringing everything into harmony, and you're really beginning to see, wow. And I know this is a love reading, but I'm also, Spirit is kind of showing me that I'm also seeing in almost all relationships, because I don't know why Earth signs, this is coming in right now that's important for you, that is coming in for me. Again, if it resonates, awesome. If it doesn't, don't go with it. But Spirit is showing me, like Earth signs in general, this idea of, again, this is the position of the foundation, of your foundation. So building up that root chakra foundation and balancing, basically it's your baseline for all relationships. So it's like you're finding that you're needing this balance in every relationship that you do, whether it's family, whether it is a romance, a love relationship, whether it's a work relationship. You're just starting to see, like, I need balance in everything, that give and take coming into everything. So that's coming through there. And then now we're going to come to up to the higher self. So this is what your higher self, this is your divine self, and we have Three of Air. Okay, so that kind of makes sense why Spirit was showing me that message that we just kind of came through about you're starting to see that need in balance in all your relationships, not just a romance, because you're starting to see like it being kind of like a pattern, like how you relate yourself through a romance relationship. You can see take the same principles, like that give and take. So not just the give, because let's say you're in a relationship right now that is healthy, that is balanced. However, you're allowing yourself maybe to be taken advantage of in other aspects of relationships, because relationships not just love, it's relationships. We have relationships with ourselves, we have relationships with our spirituality, we have relationships with our family, friends, workers, co-workers, colleagues, relationships with anything that has to do with anything with us and somebody else or something else. So, and you're really starting to see, and Spirit is confirming that yes, those instincts that you're feeling are true. You need to see the balance take that principle of what you're looking for or finding in love in all your relationships, because you may have a wonderful support from a loved one, but you know that it's still an imbalance in your life because you're being taken advantage of work, let's say, or you're being taken advantage of your family, let's say, people outside, and then you're looking at your love life and say, well, gee, and that's not even fair. Here's somebody who's really giving to me, and all my energy is going out, and I'm not even giving it to the one who's giving back to me, because they're starting. What I'm seeing is two things now. Spirit just coming in with two visions and with this give and take, and that is that you are really starting to see that you're giving and it's taken away from something that is giving back to you. So instead of staying balanced and being strong in your own energies, right away you're turning around and you're giving it to somebody else out of your own goodwill, because that is the earth. That was the other thing that Spirit was showing me, is that earth, our Mother Earth, if you will, the planet that we live on, it gives so much. And when we think about how like some of these major big companies, I guess, if you will, or whatever, people like just industries and that just taking from the earth, and now we're starting to see the damage that's being done, the repercussions of that wow, yeah, we just can't keep taking, we have to give back, so all the paper milling, let's say, well, now we have to give back and start planting trees, because we're starting to see the damage doesn't just go with that one aspect, that, oh, we're just taking the trees. No, it's impacting the air, like how much oxygen is being produced, and it's impacting the soil. The soil is not as rich, or the soil is not as strong. So now we're seeing all these landslides, and so this is the thing that you're starting to see, is that all your relationship, because earth signs are so strong, and it is like you're connected to everything, is connected in your life. It's almost like it's hard for you earth signs to just say, oh, I'm going to turn off those faucets over there and just keep my life balanced with my romance. And it's like you're starting to see, like, wow, because I am who I am, I'm so giving. Earth signs are giving, and well, can be, and yeah, it can be so giving, and that you're starting to see, like, wow, maybe I'm giving too much, that is taking away from my family, for example, or my romance, my love life is taking away from my love life, and you're starting to see that imbalance. So this is what the Three of Air is coming in to show you that. And that the Three of Air is the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords represents heartache. Now, naturally, a lot of time we think heartache, we think love. This is love reading. However, we can give ourselves our own heartache. And that's what Spirit wants to see, because this position is from the divine. Okay, this is your divine self. This is your overseer, like your spiritual higher self, overseeing you from, let's say from the heavens, from above, from a universal, basically from a universal standpoint. And your higher self is seeing the patterns, and that's what that energy is coming in. So that feeling that you're having is like, wow, it's just not feeling right. Like, I'm happy with, with who I'm with, and my love life is balanced and is happy. However, that's if you're in a relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, then you're starting to see like, wow, I find like I'm having a hard time even committing to myself, even to fall in love. Like, I want to fall in love. Like, even if you have somebody in mind that you guys are getting together, but you find that it's taking you too long. You're trying to figure it out because your energy is starting to be is giving. You're starting to realize, sorry, that you're giving the energy out there, and it's creating you heartache in your love, because you deserve love. The earth needs love. The earth is love, and it needs love, and that's reciprocity coming through. So wow, very strong, very strong. Well, let's see what this is the hidden. This is the energies that we're not seeing, that Spirit wants us to pay attention. And can also be energies of past, like past patterns. And we have the Eight of Water. So walking away. So what I'm seeing here is that the Spirit is confirming, if there is, no matter the risk, and of course I can kind of say this to earth signs, because earth signs, you guys are all about being stable, so you make sure things are stable before, and if you're going to make a big change, you make sure that where direction you're going to make the change, what direction you're going to go into, you're going to make sure that everything is lined up. So I can kind of say this to y'all, about the risk of, that Spirit is saying, if something is just not, if you're not getting that reciprocity, if it's a situation in a relationship, if it's work, if it's love, if it's family, then you need to just walk away. You need to do that, walk away, and cut it loose. And that's also to say, if you see it not getting better, like, I mean, of course, if things are getting better and people are actually, changing their tune, if you will, and they're starting to realize, oh yeah, we need to give. You worked hard. We need to give you back, and we haven't done it. That's okay if you're seeing that. But if you're seeing somebody that, or the other party, if you will, that is not giving back what you need, and it's about what you need. It's not even calculating, oh, I did this, you did. No, it's about what you need. That's more important, because what you need is it could be something different than, let's say, well, I did 100 hours of work and I want $20 per hour, let's say, and so that's going to be $2,000. If my calculation's right, 20 times 100, yeah, $2,000. But that might not be what you necessarily need, is that $2,000. You might say, well, I did 20 hours worth of work, let's say it's sales, and it's like, well, what I really need is, I really need that extra bonus. I need that, that prize for doing that much work, or basically, what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't just boil down to like just dollar amount or something. It boils down to, well, I don't just need $2,000, but I also need your respect. I also need that promotion because I proved myself, that kind of thing. Not just the paycheck, but you need that recognition. That's what I'm trying to get at. And you need the recognition that you need, whatever that may be, if it's the promotion, if it's the the prize, the the vacation kind of thing, you know, whatever it is that you did, that you put your effort and energies into, that, you know, was supposed to be a balance of what you needed for your work. And I hope I'm making sense. So the energies that you're seeing that Spirit wants you to either pay attention to, or, you know, maybe change your perspective on, is a Three of Fire. So Three of Fire. Okay, this is awesome. So we have the walking away, and this is great. This is Three of Fire. This is about your ships coming in. So you've been putting a lot of work and effort into something, whether it be a relationship, it could be a romance, it could be maybe preparing yourself for a relationship. You know, like, let's say you want to make sure that you have your career secure before, you know, if you've been kind of starting up a new relationship and you want to make sure your career is secure before you actually go into that endeavor with your love relationship, which would be this Three of Fire, which is Three of Wands. So, which is, you know, if that's what you're doing, a lot of effort to ensure like this stability before you go into this new romance, then your new romance coming in, that would be like this, that would be your ships coming in as the metaphor for the Three of Wands. So basically, so you've been putting in effort to get a result, and it's like you're waiting for that result to come in. So I'm seeing two things here. I'm seeing one, you may not be seeing coming in, but it's coming in. So your efforts, and we have, you know, even your lower self, is because this is your subconscious. So this is also would be like your gut instincts, you know, that kind of like, if you will, you know, when you have that feeling like, oh no, I'm not going to walk down that path. Something doesn't feel right. That's where that comes from, that kind of instinctual self, the intuitive self, if you will, kind of starts there. So you're feeling like something's coming in, but earth signs, sometimes you can be about also the proof, if you will, or, you know, the fact, but you're not seeing the proof. You're like, where's the proof? But you're feeling it. So one of the things that's coming in, it is coming in, but you might not be seeing it, but it's coming in. Trust your feeling. That's important. And this is a time where feelings are strong for a lot of people. So this is a good time for you to really start tuning in and tapping into that feeling. And again, one of the first things that we talked about was tapping into who you really are, becoming who you really are. And being intuitive might be one of them. So embrace that intuitive self. It's coming in. Spirit's letting you know, and you're feeling it. And so go with that. Also, the other thing I'm seeing is that with that, also make sure you keep an open mind. Don't get stuck. I know some of the earth signs can get stuck in a bit of a tunnel vision, if you will. Like, I'm going in. Okay, yeah. This is interesting. I'm going to point out in a second. So, like, you know, you can be like a tunnel vision. I'm going in this direction. And that's it. It's like, no, stay open, because Spirit is bringing in something along with your vision, goal, what you're trying to achieve, what you're working towards. There's something else coming. So stay a bit open, or a little bit more than a bit. But what's interesting is the ship is going in this direction, but if you look at her face there it is. She's looking to the right. So she's even looking, what I'm seeing from that is she's even realizing, wow, I'm going to keep my eyes open for something else coming from a different direction. So that is the message that I'm getting from that. So just also keep open, and you're feeling that. I'm getting your kind of little antennas, earthly, you know, tentacles, I guess. Or your earthly little tentacles are starting to come through. And so basically when we are in line with our three selves, what the universe wants to bring in is this Two of Earth. So we got Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles talks a lot about, aside from like juggling things and everything like that, I'm not going to talk about that because of the position. This is the position of balance. So that's really interesting. So I'm going to talk about the balance aspect of the two of Earth, which is Two of Pentacles. And it's all about having yourself into balance. So you are coming into balance. And so basically divine is saying, stay, keep going, stay on your path, keep doing what you're doing. Trust in your intuitive self, trust in those gut instincts. You're on the right path, and things are coming into balance. And also the two, so we have two, interesting. We also have a lot of things like stuff going on in Gemini right now, but most importantly, things are coming into balance. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for the general. I'm going to do one romance angel. I pull one of those. So it keeps me reminded that this is a romance. But you know, and I know this thing gets so redundant. Love yourself first. But you know, when that happens, when we really start understanding what that means, love ourselves first, loving ourselves, balancing, becoming into balance, alignment with ourselves, and that's what the Two of Earth is coming through, is being in alignment with yourself. We begin to understand how important that is, and how much, you know, it really brings about a good balance, reciprocity. There's a balance too. Okay, that's the card that's coming in. Oh, just what I was talking about. Trust. So trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So yes, exactly what we were talking about. Trust. Okay, trust. Just what I was talking about with the Two of Earth. Trust in your gut instinct. Trust in your own intuitive self. Just trust that you do know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're doing. and that can be hard for you know, earth signs, especially the ones that are very practical, like Virgos, even Taurus, Capricorn. I know a few Capricorns. You can let me know if you want in the comments. If you're more of a Capricorn that more likes to be stable and grounded, know what's going on, or if you're more of a free Capricorn. I know actually a couple of Capricorns that like to be a little more on the freer side, but this can be tough for those earth signs that like to know, you know, like to plan ahead, like to make sure, you know, things are set before they go. So Spirit is saying trust. There are times to just know that you know, right? Deep inside, the intuitive self, right? This know where to balance. You know where that reciprocity is really coming in, and that's actually coming from you balancing yourself, coming into your own self. So the reciprocity is balancing your spiritual nature with your mind nature, and you know, we hear a lot of this. It's been coming up again and again for me, and this is perfect for you guys. We get a lot of this you know, saying, you know, mind over heart. But for you guys, the balance, the reciprocity may need to come from your heart over mind sometimes, right? And that's the trust. Okay, so we're going to head up, and for Virgo, I guess we'll do Virgo first. And yeah, just go to the timestamp to your sign, unless you want to watch them all. It's up to you. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. All right. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in a minute. Aloha. Aloha and welcome back, Virgos. I'm Moana, the Hawaiian Gypsy, and we're here doing Earth signs, and we're with Virgos. Welcome, Virgos. All right, so this is getting more clarification into your sign. So we're going to see what comes up. So we still work on the same spreads, but now we go more deeper, more into your energies for Virgos. And sometimes the cards like to do 2. Sometimes they like to do 3. Sometimes they show me where to go. They boss me around. I don't know, on a merry-go-round. Okay. Yes. Okay. So you have one more up there. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. So, okay. So if you saw the general, what kind of, so same idea. So, middle self, lower self down here. I'll show you the cards when they come out. And then, higher self, what's kind of hidden energies. What's apparent energy, but kind of like either spirit wants you to pay more attention or kind of see in a different perspective. All right, so I usually start with the middle self. And so with the general for Earth, we had 9 of Earth, so that's stepping into yourself, and that's your Earth is your element. And so for Virgos, we have the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Roses there is basically wands. And then we have the, and that's nice. Yeah, that's a 10 of swords. Sorry, I'm doing this really late. I'm very tired. So I apologize. That's kind of my bad, not yours. So I apologize. I might kind of drift off, but sometimes that's good because the spirit comes in clearer when your mind stops working. So really interesting. One thing Spirit wanted to show me with the 3 wands coming into yourself. Before I get into that, Spirit wanted me to draw your attention to the 3 of air. Okay, so when we did the general for the earth elements, we had 3 of air as coming in from your divine self. That was the message from the divine energies. And the 3 of air is basically the 3 of swords, right? And so we spoke about, that you finding like the heartache with not being in balance with all your relationships. Like you're starting to see, a big draw, if you will, from your being, from certain relationships that you're in. It could be work, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be, a love. Okay, I'll let you decide which one it is for you. But you're starting to see one of your relationships is really out of balance. Okay, and I'm not getting particularly love, though. I'm going to let you, Earth sign, Virgo, decide which relationships. But what you're also seeing is that one of the relationships that you're having, types of relationships, let's put it that way, one of the types of relationship that you're having, so let's say if it's work, or if it's family, or if it's friends, or if it's love, one of them is really drawing from you. Okay, so that's what's coming through. One of them is really, really drawing from you. And what's interesting is that you're starting to see that from that one entity, if you will, that one type of relationship that's drawing, it's affecting your ability to be able to harmonize with your other relationships. And that's the heartache that's being caused. And so we had the 3 of fire come up again. So 3 of wands again. So you have a double 3 of wands, but in a different placement. This 3 of wands, but when this one came out, Spirit wanted me to draw your attention to the 3 of air, because what I'm getting here is that there is a balance that you want. There is a fire. I'm going to say a passion. Now, this is a love reading, but sometimes the energies can depict a love in a passion of something you have a passion for to do in your life. Because the most important point that is coming through the reading right now for you Virgos is that imbalance. Like there's a relationship that you're interacting with that is actually drawing like all your attention, your energy, drawing parts of you to them, and it's really creating kind of like almost a bit of a havoc, if you will. That word came to me, like spirit brought that word to me, havoc, in you, in your heart, because you're really wanting to start putting energy into another type of relationship, and whether that be a passion, if it's a romance. Now it's a love reading, so typically I want to say romance, but I am getting there could be another type of relationship, like a passion or something. There's something that you are really having a desire, a drive to work towards, and it could be a person or it could be a thing. But what's happening is this one type of relationship is really drawing your energy, and you're finding it like, wow, that's just taking everything I have. I'm not able to give or work towards what I want. And that's what I'm kind of seeing here. I'm kind of seeing that your middle self is kind of like this threes as an imbalance. So right now, like they're not lining up. And usually when I see this card, I love this card because it means expansion. It means expansion and a passion. It means expansion and working together. So I'm getting kind of like a reverse energy in this card. Rather than expansion, I'm getting kind of like inspansion, I guess. Well, I don't know what the word would be. I mean, I'm sure I do know the word. I just can't think of it right now. But it's like your energies, instead of like expanding out, your energy is being kind of drawn all to that one type of relationship. It's kind of being greedy, if you will. And it's not really, I don't want to say it's not allowing you, but in a sense, it's really not giving you the extra, if you will, to be able to put your attention to something else that you want to put your attention to. It's a passion, it's a love of yours. And that's really creating heartache. So this is interesting. This first time I had that card come in that energy, and this is how you're feeling. And so I'm getting also the feeling, Virgos, that because this also resonates with the heart chakra, which is also resonates with this position here. It also resonates your expression outward to the world. So I'm getting it's almost causing you to like you are tuning in, so that's a good thing. You are starting to come into your element that came through with the general, and you are starting to find out more of who you are. But it's almost like the more you find out who you are and how you really want to express yourself, the more you're starting to see that you're not. So this is a good sign. This is a really good sign, because sometimes we have to go to this kind of imbalance in the negativity, if you will. Sometimes we have to go to that kind of like negative side of the pole, or dark side of the pole, if you will, to actually illuminate the truth, right? To illuminate the truth. And this is what this is all about. This is that soul retrieval. So you're actually really even though we don't want to stay here, we have the walking away, right? We have the Eight of Waters, the energies that's coming through. Even though we have that walking away, it's you're about to do that, and that's okay. You haven't, because this situation has helped you to realize. It really made it clear. Sometimes we have to go to that kind of negative side of things to make things clear of what it is that is truth. Almost like, yin and yang. We don't know what light is until we're in darkness, right? So it's the balance, and that came through also too. This balance is coming into play for you. So this balance is coming in, and you're going to see, and almost like I mean, I don't know if it's a true theory, but the theory of the universe. There's one of the theories that say first the universe kind of came in, contracted, then it expanded. Okay, I'm not going to get into the explosion theory and all that, but it was like they say like God took a breath in, And then when he breathed out, this is Hawaiian. Okay, so when God took the breath in, then, and this is in other cultures as well, then he breathed out, and that's the Ha breath. That's the Ha breath in Hawaii. And when he breathed out, then that was creation. Okay, so that's I'm not kind of teaching or preaching or nothing. Don't go there. I'm just giving like these examples of that, how it's like this expansion. It's like we breathe in to get oxygen, and then we exhale, right? And then we can exhale out, CO2. So, but if we don't exhale, we don't have the ability to breathe in and expand. We have to first deflate the lungs before we can inflate with the oxygen, the life force that we need for our body. And this is what's happening. It's like a life force for you, but it's a spiritual life force. So you're coming into this realization of wow, this is who I really am. And I'm seeing like, wow, I've been restricted. I've actually been restricted. And you've been feeling it for a while, but now it's coming into clarity. And that is what is exciting. That's so exciting. That is exciting. Okay, so now we're going to come down to what the lower self has to say. And so for the collective earth, we had the Six of Earth, which is reciprocity. And that's exactly, that give and take, right? The contraction, expansion. So you're about to expand, by the way. That's also, I forgot to complete that whole little message. You've been coming in, contracting, if you will. Now you're about to expand because you're realizing who you are. Now you're about to express that to the world. And that is very exciting, but it's going to be you. So interesting. So we have, again, another wand, so fire energy. We have the Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, that's your energy, and Judgment. Oh, and I apologize. You had the Ten of Swords. I didn't even talk about that. But there really wasn't much to say about the Ten of Swords in this case, except for the fact that this realization, your Three of Fire, one of the things we talked about is that what you've been working hard towards, right? Your vision, even though you're not quite seeing the proof of it coming, it's coming. And that's what the Ten of Swords is here to say, that even though there's been, I don't want to say, but I guess it's a reading, I should say. Even though there actually has been some betrayal on some form, okay? I don't want, what that is, okay? Even though there's been some betrayal in some form, that's coming to an end because that was all part to help you see who you truly are. So even though it was hurtful and it was hard, there was a blessing in there because it really pushed you to really kind of go to the place to really embrace yourself in a very strong way, like almost like not just embracing, but just kind of grabbing, holding myself, that yes, I'm going to hold on to you, and we are going to be who we are from now on. That's it. And you're strong, Virgos. You're very strong. So the Ten of Swords signifies that all coming to an end, and that's why this expansion. You're about to do this expansion because this constriction is coming to an end. You're going to be able to exhale and release who your soul being is. And so nice, we have the Ten of Pentacles, another 10, which is 1. Tens is ending and beginnings. So no need to say much about that except for exactly what I'm saying. You are manifesting who you are. Now what's nice about this is I am getting for a lot of you is a new love. This is a love reading, but again, sometimes we have to start with ourselves. Now, what I am getting with this is that there is a love coming in, and it's really nice that this Ten of Pentacles is coming out with the Six of Pentacles, which is reciprocity. So you thought maybe you've been in a good relationship before and it's been love, but now you realize there's been some form of betrayal. It's not always about lies and everything, but it's about, there is some form of something that's been misled, something that's been untruthful, that kind of stuff. something that not quite what it seemed. And so there's different forms and different degrees of betrayal, if you will. But however, it was very heart hurting. But now you're going to be walking away from that, and now you're going to come into this reciprocity. You're going to come into like this new love that's coming in. It's going to be that which gives back to you in balance, okay? And that's that Ten of Pentacles, that manifesting that love in abundance, which could also be, if it was a passion you're working for, you're going to start seeing now things are going to change. Now there is a change. You have 2 10s. There's no doubt. 10s is also one, which is 10 ending and 1s is beginning. So so that's coming through. And then of course there it is. We have, this card is I'm really sorry about the there you go, Judgment. So this is just Judgment card. So exactly what I was just kind of mentioning, except for a little more clarity there. So like brand spanking new, baby. Brand spanking new. You're rising up from the ashes, right? So Judgment is all about everything being cleared away. And that's where you have Ed Snap as your guardian angel there. The Mayan, one of the, I can't really think. I'm really sorry. I do know this. But it's one of the Mayan, basically it's their form of, you know, like the guardians, divine spirit guardian, if you will. I'll think of the name. I'm just so super tired. Sorry. I just wanted to get the reading out too. But Esnap, he's all about revealing the truth and also that judgment rising up from basically the grave, because it's a death. This is coming to end. You got the walking away. So it's you're leaving that, and it's leaving you, and that's also the balance that's coming in. The nice thing is you're not just leaving it; it's leaving you. And then with the Queen of Wands is this could signify, if it's a new love, this is going to signify. I'm not necessarily getting a fire sign. There could be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, but it is somebody that you are going to find so beautiful. She's passionate. She's going to be somebody who does what she says. She's going to be a person of action, and I get a little bit mysterious. I'm getting a little mysterious here, and I'm getting like she's mysterious to you, especially. She might be a mysterious being too, but I'm getting somebody like a little bit mysterious, and I'm also getting like mysterious to you. So she's going to be very intriguing. Nothing sneaky, nothing like that, obviously, because we have all this beautiful balancing coming out. The other thing I was getting is that she's definitely going to be somebody who is who she is, again. And she's going to be a person of action. So if something that needs to be done, she will do it. All right, so coming up to the higher self, coming up to the Three of Air. What's coming up for you, Virgos? And okay, so this is pretty cool. We have the Five of Cups. We have the oh, look at that, nice, the Lovers, and we have the Sun. So what I'm getting here is I'm getting two things with this Five of Cups. We'll talk about the Five of Cups first. I'm getting two things with the Five of Cups. This is coming from your divine self. This is coming from your higher self. And what I'm getting is two things. This is what you're coming out of, this energy of, because you're stepping into yourself, which is a good thing, but sometimes we can feel isolated. We can feel alone. We can feel like, wow, we're the only one in the world. especially going through some of the things we go through. And it has been a hard year. It has been a lot of revelations this year, and a lot of things coming up, especially with especially everything that we just had in the last couple of months, with all the things going on. That full moon was really powerful. I'm still doing this on the full moon. So the energy is still here. So it's still very powerful. It's a good time to be doing your reading. So that 12/12/12/12, this is December 13th. But so you may have been feeling, a bit of this isolation. Like, wow, I'm the only one. I don't have anybody. And the person I thought I had could have been a partner that you just left, like a karmic, or it could have been like a friend. Maybe you had to cut a few friends, cut a few family, or you realize, oh wow, well, I may not have to cut my family, but I'm gonna have to back off. And I thought they were there for me. Or even, let's say, a job, right? I thought, oh, at least I can depend on my job or my boss. But it's like, now it seems like that almost doesn't seem like what it used to be, or maybe it doesn't seem what it was promised, something like that. So you're starting to see, wow, all these things are falling away, and it's like, wow, I'm kind of standing alone here. So there's a bit of that, but that's coming to an end. And then the other thing I'm seeing with this Five of Cups is that there's also a bit of, you coming into yourself, but standing strong. So, because Five of Cups is also about, Three Cups. Normally in the Wyatt deck, the Three Cups are knocked over, but there's two standing. So it's also about you turning around and letting go of those Three of Cups, and then just taking the two that are there. And man, I can't help this. It's like all this biblical stuff is coming in. Taking the two cups that are there, and turning that into 100 cups. And the reason why I said the biblical thing is because it just reminded me of that story where Jesus, there's that one, and I'm sorry, I don't know, I can't remember the number right now, the sighting, but that story where, and you're going to know this if anybody's familiar with the biblical stories, there's a whole slew town of people, a whole village, and there's like one piece of bread and one fish, and Jesus comes in and he says, there's enough for all of you, and he turns that bread and fish into enough food for everybody. And that's kind of what I'm getting with the Five of Cups, that you're going to see your power, your magic, if you will, but it's not really magic. It's basically your power. You're going to see your power, and this is coming from your divine self. So it's your divine self really coming in, like coming down, if you will, raining down on your self manifested here on earth, and saying, hey, we're manifesting ourselves all the way from the root chakra up, baby. We're manifesting abundance. Okay, and that's in love. But the nice thing is that's in who you are, and that's why, like attracts like, if you will. When you resonate who you are, you're going to attract that person that is going to be perfectly aligned and balanced with your energies. And this is where we have the Lovers and the Sun. Right? Wow. You can't get any greater confirmation than that. So with all that beautiful things being said, so the Five of Cups is all that stuff being left in the past, and then the walking away and making those two cups into 200 cups, or 2,000 cups, if you will. A lot of 2,000. And there's a Five of Pentacles. Interesting about the Five of Pentacles. At first, for some reason, when I was starting to read the Five of Cups, I was reading it as the Five of Pentacles. And here it is. Because I always say with my readings, I never make a mistake. Even though it may look like a mistake on the outside. But it's like, and it's not, I'm not saying I'm perfect. But what I'm saying is that there's no mistakes, because I read the energies, and Spirit is saying clearly what the energy is. So here it is. And that's, again, so the energies we're not seeing. And this is why Spirit had me kind of mistake it, if you will, or view this as the Five of Pentacles in the first place. Because here it is with the energies we're not seeing. So what Spirit wants us to look at, and the one thing when I read these cards, these particular cards, this deck here, the Alchemy deck, is when I see the Five of Pentacles, I look at this one. So Five of Pentacles, for those of you who are not familiar with the tarot, is about, you know, being left out in the cold, being isolated, being the ones that are, you know, ostracized, if you will, or being the ones that are left out in the cold. And, but I look at this and it's like, well, you know, that could be like, you know, a relative thing, you know, it could be perception that we feel that way. And that's what came through at first with this, like feeling that left out in the cold, feeling that like you're the only one. But when I look at this particular card, I always look at this one, and he's big and shiny. And it's like, so kind of like what Spirit wants you to see about when you're starting to feel that kind of like that I'm alone kind of thing, I'm the only one. Spirit wants you to say, it's because, I laugh because this is always funny when I hear this, but it's because you're special. but it is. It's because you are unique. But you are a shining star. You're so shining that it's like a star. And again, the sun, right? Here's the sun. This card came out for a reason. Because you are like the sun. You're the sun, like the star, like the sun. The sun's a star. But you're the shining star that's so bright that, you know, it's not that people don't want to be around you. Of course people want to be around you. You're attracting all kinds of, but now you're attracting the right people. The people who want to bask in your warmth, you know, sit in your beautiful sunshine. But it's like they can't get too close because they'll get burnt, because that's how, you know, powerful you are, right? So that's kind of what's coming through. So, and that's what Spirit wants you to see, that. And also, you're not alone. You're not alone. Spirit wants you to know Spirit is with you, and you're not alone. And these four. See, and the other thing about the Five of Pentacles is that it shows, and in other cards, you know, like the sunlight's coming through, is that there is some, we're kind of clearing the way. You're starting to feel, or you've been feeling a little bit like, oh gee, everything is dying, everything's falling away, and all that like, you know, you may be feeling, you know, a little bit isolated, if you will, or like alone or on your own. But it's because this new is coming in. But first we have to get rid of all that. And this new is coming in. And then I look at the four, and it's like, look, reciprocity. There's all kinds of people. So you're going to be attracting the right people. And that's what's coming through. And that's why Spirit wanted me to read the Five of Cups of that. Because of the energy that you're not seeing. That it's a beautiful thing. And it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard. Okay, and we're going to finish off with this, and then a message from the Enchanted Map. And this is the energy you are seeing. And, ooh, some of you look like you are working towards a new love. And this is the Knight of Chalices, which is the Knight of Cups, ready to make. So, for those of you who are not in a relationship, and I'm interested in somebody, it looks like you're getting ready to let somebody know your feelings. And this was the bottom of the card. For some reason, Spirit didn't want me to pull it out. The general reading, even though this is the cards I did a general reading, this was at the bottom of the deck, Ace of Water. And Spirit just said, we'll just have it out just in case. And it's coming through with this Nine of Cups for you guys, Virgos. I don't even know if I'm going to show the other signs or not, but it came through with you guys. And that's because it's like, you see that big old cup there. You are getting ready, some of you, to let somebody be aware of your feelings. Woo, exciting. I'm getting like, woo. I'm getting all excited here, all jittery and jelly. All right, so, and then just a final message for you, Virgos, from the Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reed. Enchanted Map. And I'm sorry about like my camera here. I hope it's I'm just using my phone. Okay, so what's for Virgo? Finally, the Enchanted Map. And I love this because it brings about like the map of the universe, you know. And I always talk about divine, universal energy, complementary energies. If I say negative or positive, it's only for descriptive purposes, because everything is harmony. Everything is in balance. And we have the 49, which is a 4. So, and it's funny how I pointed out the 4 and the 5 of Pentacles. So 4 is foundation. So you're building, and it's the talisman. So you're building a new foundation. I'm just going to put it there. The talisman. So you're building a new foundation. And, right, because we had the Judgment card, because everything, even the foundation, you found like, I'm just starting all the way from scratch. And this is exciting. I'm so excited for you, Virgos. It's like you're really stepping into who you are. And that is exciting. I'm just going to read from the book because it really has beautiful words. A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. That's exactly what this message for your reading is. You have all you need for the success you seek. That's your power coming in. That's your higher self. You have the Sun and the Lovers as the higher self. Because Lover is also Gemini, which is also could be, you know, your own coming into balance with your own divine masculine and feminine. And that's important for everybody, you know. Balancing both sides of ourselves, you know. And divine masculine and divine feminine doesn't mean, you know, like acting like a man or acting like a woman. But it's about those aspects of feminine and masculine. You know, there's time to take a stand and be truthful and right forth. And then there's time to be nurturing, you know, and that sometimes we need that nurturing, loving, mother-like type energy when it comes to, you know, ourselves. So wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road. There, right? When we were talking about that Tree of Air, right? And that those relationships that are taking more than they should receive from you. So the traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. Okay, so that's like looking at those things as, okay, you know, these things can hurt me because it's actually helping me to know I want to stay away from that. And it's making it clear that, okay, that's not the way I want to go on my journey. I want to go the other way and leave that behind. It helps you recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. You can't make a mistake because you're really tuning into yourself. Whatever you whatever your inquiry, go with me, please. Work with me. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you. Great fortune awaits you. There's that 10 of Pentacles. For you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lesson and earned the right to your success. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Virgo. We're definitely going to leave it there. Oh, wow. That's an amazing message. Thank you, Virgos, for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next month. I'm going to try to get these readings out this month. It's kind of hard because technical difficulties, but I think we all know how that goes. All right, thank you, Virgos, and aloha, keikahi'i, love one another. All right, love you. Mwah. All right, aloha Taurus, and welcome to your reading. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use the Alchemy Tarot. Let me just show you what the box looks like there. Alchemy Tarot there. Okay. Okay, Taurus. We're going to shuffle. I'm sorry you can't see the cards very well there, but kind of don't know if you remember, but we'll be going through them again. So Yeah, we do the same spread. We just go more deeply on top of the message that we got in the general for the elemental earth elements. And then we just go more into detail for your sign. All right, Earth, Taurus, Earth. All right, so, and I shuffled. Sorry, I was shuffling over here while I was talking. And we're just going to put them out. I'm a little tired. So sometimes it wants 2, sometimes it wants 3. These cards, sometimes they just like to talk. And, yeah. And then one more for the middle for you guys. Sometimes it just wants, oh, it wants 4 for the middle. Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. So, and we're going to start with the middle. So the middle, okay, so we have the lower self, which is your, that's kind of like your basal self, the root chakra resonates with the root chakra. That's your instinctual self, which is also your subconscious self. And then we have the middle self, that's yourself here on earth, resonates with the heart chakra energies. And that's basically, the middle self is the one who, like how you express yourself to how the world sees you. That's the part of yourself that the world sees. And then the higher self is the one up here. And this is the one that, this is messages from your divine higher self. So that's your pure self, all the way from the divine. All right, no egos, none of that. All right, so again, I'm Moana, and I am the Hawaiian Gypsy, reading to Taurus. All right, Taurus, so we're going to start with the middle self. And I'm just going to show you all the cards here. Woo, very cool. Okay, so just going to kind of show you there. 2 of Swords, 8 of Wands, messages coming in there. Justice, or fast moving energy, but we have Justice, so interesting. And then we have the Emperor. Nice Taurus. This is making actually a lot of sense for you. Okay, so when we did the general for the elemental earth, we had the 9 of Earth, which is stepping into your own element, stepping into your own self, becoming who you are, stepping into your soul being. So something happened. So what I'm getting here, first thing I saw when I saw the 2 of Swords was something happened that put you at a crossroads. Something just recently happened. I mean, this is not for everybody. It's a general read. So take what resonates and don't take what doesn't resonate. But I am getting a message for some of you. Maybe not many. I'm not sure. But something happened. Put you at a crossroads. And it kind of was a bit of a turning point. Maybe not a major turning point, but it was one of those turning points that really made you take a look at things. Take a look at, like, kind of like that light bulb moment that said, okay, what exactly am I doing, and for what? Like, it was a realization. That's what I was getting. But it's pretty important. It's pretty significant. And it may happen in the last 2 months. Like within November, December. This month, November. Maybe at the end of October. But I'm getting strongly more November or the beginning of December. This reading is being done around December 13th. So we're still actually in that 12/12/12/12 full moon energy. If you're familiar with that, the full moon came on December 12th on 12/12 in the morning, right at the crack of dawn, right in the crack of morning, 12/12. So very strong significance there if you're familiar with the synchronicity. So 12/12/12/12, very powerful cosmic portals. And that's after, and also too, we're having meteorite showers, which I'm getting for some reason, Taurus. There is the Gemini tides, tids are anyways, I'm not familiar with the names, but I know it's the that meteor showers in Gemini are happening right now. And there's another meteor shower, I can't remember the name, but I'm having a feeling for some reason it's affecting you, Taurus. But it's affecting you in a kind of an irritating way, but in a good way. Okay, so next then you had the Eight of Wands. This is the black rose in this deck is the Eight of Wands. And so what I'm getting is, since this crossroads here, something happened. There was a turning point, but you kind of sat on it for a bit. You didn't kind of act on it. And I'm getting what's happening now is like, especially with the meteor shower. That's what Spirit is showing me now. Why I was getting that feeling. I don't know why I get certain feelings, but I just get feelings, and that's I want to relay that out because it may help somebody out there to have understanding of some of their energies. Like, it's irritating. It's like, why am I irritated? Well, the planets are doing something, and they have a pretty big impact on, what's going on down here. I mean, the sun, right? The moon affects the tides, affects the water in our bodies and motion. So, yeah, these meteorites are having an effect on a lot of people, but for some reason having an effect on Taurus. And I'm getting for you Tauruses, this crossroad came to pass, and you've been sitting on it for a bit. Not in a bad way, nothing bad. It's totally good. It's totally cool because, earth signs, you guys are not just quick to just jump up and move and do something. So that's totally makes sense. However, what I'm getting is it's really starting to that energy is starting to build and it's starting to rise up almost. I'm kind of seeing like that fire and like this display. If you look at some of the live videos, you can actually, there's some live videos out there on the meteorite showers, and they're some of them are really beautiful. But it's like a fireball of rain. It looks like to me, and it's like it's raining, but it's raining tiny little fireballs, and it's like hitting your skin, and it's like ah. So I'm just describing the energy that I'm feeling, and so it's starting to really get irritating now. At first maybe it felt, the warm felt a little good, a little irritating, but kind of good. But now it's like, it's just irritating. So what's happening is now it's like, and with this energy coming in now after this full moon, now like with so many things being revealed, you're starting to see like, okay, now I'm starting to know what path I want to take, what I want to do now, how I'm going to approach things coming into the future, coming into the new year, right? Sometimes I forget where I'm at in time and place when I do readings. My mind goes goes to the planets, but to the universe. So yeah, we're in December, we're at the end of the year, so this is exciting. So and what perfect timing, right? Coming to the end, and 2019 and a whole decade, and coming into a whole new decade, 2020, and what a beautiful 2024. That's foundation. That's amazing. And you're really knowing, but it's good. This took you a bit, you sat on it, it's good, but it's starting to irritate you. And it's almost like, I really want to get into the 2020 because I really want to start moving on this now. So things are starting to move fast as far as your motivation is growing. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's so suiting with Wand. Wand energy is about action. It's about fire, passion. So this is really good. And so it's supposed to be a love reading. But again, it is about passion. So, but what I'm getting, and I kind of got this through the reading with the earth signs, and I believe I mentioned this with the general, when I did the general earth elemental reading with the good tarot. And it's really about you guys really, seeing like, what you're here for on this planet, what your mission is, and stepping into yourself. So, and it's interesting that we're talking about this, stepping into yourself. So you're really starting to see, like, I have to come first Some of you may be single, some of you may be in a relationship, but even those in a relationship are really trying to see, you know what, I really have to take care of my business. Even before, like, if you even, let's say you've been married and things have been just kind of like steady, but it's like now you're seeing like this whole new perception on you and your life and a turning point, and it's like, sorry, sweetheart, but I got to put attention to this, and then, you know, and then when I come back to you, you're going to see this, our relationship is going to be amazing. So this is the kind of thing that's happening, but you're starting to see you have to put this attention onto this new energy that's coming in for you. And we have this justice, which is interesting. So when I get out the justice card, and the justice card is the 8 in this one, in this deck. I love this deck, but I always prefer the justice to be that 11 rather than the 8. But you know, the 8, usually the 8 is the strength card. So, but like I say, it's coming through to the justice. With the justice card coming through here, with all that, is you're starting to see that I keep getting balance. Balance is coming into my messages here. Spirit saying balance, balance with the justice card. And the justice card does signify balance. It does signify Libra. So I'm not necessarily getting a Libra sign, but I'm getting like maybe Libra, that Libra time period, which is your opposite, Taurus. Isn't it Libra opposite Taurus? No, Taurus is opposite Scorpio, sorry. Anyways, Libra time zone. I can't remember what it is. I'm sorry, I'm super tired. So you can look that up. Libra time zone. I actually, we just passed it, didn't we? Libra was, yeah. So Libra was, it's right after Virgo, actually. So, oh. Sorry, I have things coming into my mind, and it's, anyway, so Libra is, I believe it's September, October. So, I'm getting that time zone, September, October. I don't know why. I don't know. Spirit's not making clear, but maybe it'll come clear. So something to do with September, October, or there's something happened back in September, October, kind of started this. And I did mention October, but I mentioned the end of October for, you know, this crossroads that came to pass. I am getting something in the past, but something happened, and it's kind of like, it kind of made you really, it shook you up a little bit. Because what I'm getting with the justice, it really kind of have like, it's almost like I'm getting that saying, you're just reward. Sorry I'm pausing, it's just that Spirit is giving me messages, and it's almost like sometimes they speak a different language, and it's like I'm trying to interpret, what? But I'm getting, you're just reward. Around September, October, something happened, and it kind of hit you like, holy cow, this is not right. I have to do something about it. But you didn't do something right because you want to make the right decision, and that's smart. So it's like you kind of been letting it, sitting on it, and which is smart, and you haven't really let too many people know, which is also smart. But now we're coming into, you're getting ready to make an action, which is really interesting. Oh, and of course, we have the Emperor. Emperor is Aries, which I believe Aries is opposite Libra. Very interesting. So what I'm getting with that is more about you're making an action. You're going to take control. You're going to take back. I now that I see this Emperor, I'm getting like, almost like you have been giving your control away, and something happened and made you realize, because you couldn't see it, but it like made you realize, like, now you see it. But before you did anything, you wanted to prepare yourself. Before you make this action, you're getting ready. You're going to be stepping into your power. You're going to make that action. You're going to take the lead. You're going to do something that is actually going to put you up ahead. You know what I mean? Like up a step, up a level. That's what I'm getting, up a level. So it's going to put you up. And what I'm getting with the balance in between Libra and Aries, which is interesting, is that I'm getting that this is something new for you, and it's going to help you to balance your energy. It's going to help you to balance, basically help you to balance 2019. Anything that's been unjust in 2019 is going to help you to balance. And what's good is it's going to make you feel good about yourself. Because if things have been a little rocky or shaky in the love life, whether you've been in a relationship or you've been interested in somebody, or you kind of just wanted love, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just kind of been alone this last year, and I really would like romance or something. If you kind of been there, this is going to make you feel good about yourself. What Spirit is saying, this is actually what is needed to step into your power again, stepping into yourself, really stepping into yourself, being happy with yourself. And it's going to really give you that confidence. I'm getting confidence, I'm getting empowerment, I'm getting all that. And it's almost like you are going to forget any love issues that you may be having. Again, this may not resonate with everybody, it may resonate for some. But this is the message that's coming through, is that you're going to really feel good, and you're going to just step into that power, and it's like you're going to forget for a moment any love issues, and then what's going to happen is it's actually going to be kind of like, boom, here it is. Whoop, here it is. Whoop, here it is. So that's the message that's coming in through, and that's your manifested self that's here on earth. And then from your lower self, this is making a lot of sense from what we were just talking about. You have the Five of Cups, and that's interesting. That came through the Virgo, actually. This Five of Cups seems to be coming up here, and it makes sense with the things that have been going on, the energies. So again, a little loneliness, a little like looking at the spilled cups, like, oh my goodness, why did I make that choice, that type of thing. But Spirit wants you to know all these 5 cups are going to be filled, and you're going to have all 5 of them, because you're going to step into your power. And it's like those cups, it's almost like I'm getting Spirit is saying it's been an illusion. So don't worry about it. Like those cups that look like they're spilled and no good anymore. It's like, no, just pick them up, and we're going to fill them. But this time, Spirit is going to fill them. Because when you step into your power, when we step into who we really are, we align ourselves with the universe. And then it's like all of a sudden, the universal energy can come down. And the universe is saying to you, don't worry. Just be you. Do what you need to do to fill those 2 cups. Those 2 cups that are already filled, those are yours to fill. We're going to fill the other 3. And then you're going to have all 5 cups. But they're going to be more beautiful, more powerful than before. That kind of thing. That's kind of what's coming through. And then so we also have the 8 of Swords. Okay. So yeah. So again, for the 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords. Let go of your worry. Don't worry. That's confirmation of what I just kind of mentioned. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just be who you are. And that's the beautiful thing. That's a beautiful. I love it when Spirit just say, oh, just be yourself. Shoot. Yeah. I wish I kind of picked up on that 40 years ago. Just be myself. What an idea. Oh my goodness. But yeah, be yourself. And then we have the 7 of, so the 7 of Swords. So because it's on top of the reciprocity that came through the general, right? Reciprocity, balancing. So the 7 of Swords is kind of like, and we have the Justice card. So there has been Betrayal lies deceit, I guess. But I don't mean it in a way, when people typically say that. I mean it in a way that somewhere along the lines, even in yourself, you may have felt like you betrayed yourself. Like, oh my gosh, I knew I should have listened to myself. I knew I should have made that decision. Okay, Spirit is saying, no. That's okay. That's okay that you did those things and it didn't work, because it showed you, it helped you to understand, because now is the important time. Coming to 2020 is the important time. 2019, if you had made some I don't want to say big mistakes, but I want to say like important, if you had made something important that was important to you, but you felt that you wish you did otherwise, and that was important to you, Spirit is saying that is okay, because that is what made you really clear. Okay, it's what made you clear. The Justice card is all about clarity, right? It's all about illuminate, enlighten. Sometimes we can't see the enlightening until we go to the darkness, right? We can't see what to cut away until we actually, see it clearly. So Spirit is saying that's okay, because that's what 2019 was kind of for, was to make these things, make certain decisions happen, so you can see, oh, I need to change that way of thinking, or I need to change this way of perception that, oh, I have to do this, and this. So it makes me decide this, and this, but it's not working for me, because Spirit wants you to know that's what choosing all that, making those mistakes. I'm just going to say that to make it clear. To make those mistakes were important, so that doesn't work for you. And that's what was important, was those lessons. Because coming into 2020 is going to be important to step into who you are, get your just reward. And you're going to get your just reward. You can only get this by being who you are. Okay? And that's what's important coming into love, or being with your significant other. That's what's important for you, because again, everything is about being in balance with who you really are. So you want to bring in somebody that's going to resonate with you, right? Balance with you. And so, yes, so there has been things in the past that have not been truthful, or, that kind of has been, I got a word, but it kind of slipped my mind, but it's kind of like, like hidden. Things that weren't so, like, upfront. Like, they didn't tell you, like, somebody didn't tell you the whole truth, that kind of stuff. And that came to light. So now everything is coming to light, and you're starting to see. It's starting to really make sense, and you're really starting to see this turning point really helped you to clarify, wow. And I am getting, there was something that it was almost like blinding you, like you could not see that this was not good for you. And then when the turning point, when the thing was like all of a sudden, and it was kind of like a moment of bam, holy cow, like something just happened and the light bulb went on, kind of thing. Turn on the light and to show you like all the stuff that was hidden, that was not good for you, that was happening, deceitful, if you will. Then it was like all of a sudden, like bam, it's like the light went on, bam, you saw it. I was like, okay, I gotta do something about this, holy cow. and so now, and then you've been kind of like working your way up to now, figuring out, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to approach this? How am I going to make these changes? And it's all about stepping into yourself, getting your just reward. And justice is coming in for that. And that is also, wow, look at that. Ace of Cups. Now, Taurus, you've been doing some heavy work because we got the Ace of Cups. We we got this Page of Wands, right? So the Page of Wands. So another kind of like message type of cards. So a message of love. Well, much of the passion. I am getting passion. Because he's like out there like, oh, look at my cup. My holy grail. And then you have another one. So a lot of fire energy here. So there could be a fire sign entering your life. Not necessarily a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. And we did get Aries in Emperor. But I am getting a commitment. This commitment coming through. And then this offer of love. I'm getting this is kind of you, but I'm also getting, again, this reciprocity that came through from the lower self when we did the general. So I am getting this reciprocity and it's almost like you have this attraction with somebody, they have the attraction with you, and it's almost like, when you see in the movies, like that person is just about to ask that person out, and then they end up asking you. That kind of thing. I don't know what's coming through. And then we have this passion come through, this Page of Wands, like a message, an offer of, and I'm getting passion. Because the Page of Wands can also mean, like that action and stuff. But I am getting passion. Pages represent energy, young. But instead of young, I'm getting new. So this is a new, you may know the person, but you don't know them very much. But you have a connection. That's the other thing I'm getting through that Page of Wands. You have this connection with the person. So for energies that are going to help you, the Spirit wants to send you a message for that is kind of hidden, that they want you to see. And this is the moon energy, I believe. Is it? No, it's not. It's another Page of Pentacles. So what I'm getting, Page of Pentacles, it can often represent an offer, but what I'm getting, what's hidden is when you step into yourself, okay, you're going to see, and because it's over here with the hidden energies, which we had walking away with the general for the earth elementals. So what I'm getting, when you stand in yourself, you walk away, you're going to see people, you're going to see that these people actually respected you, but they're like, it was almost like they're too lazy to show you. So it took you, like, sometimes, like, there's that thing where sometimes you kind of need to slap somebody to get them to, act respectful. Like, there's some people that are just rude, and it's like all of a sudden, because you're nice, and they just walk all over you, and they take advantage of you, and that can happen with Taurus, and because you have that kind, earthly heart, you want to keep that foundation, and keep that stability of balance and harmony, and sometimes, like, so you can get people, you can find it very easy if people want to walk all over you, but then it takes like that, hey, cut this out, this is not happening no more, and then all of a sudden that respect comes out, and that's what I see is coming through. So kind of like apologies, I'm getting that what you're not seeing when you stand in yourself and you take that corrective action for yourself, with this wand energy that's coming in. You got the Page of Wands, which is that could also be that corrective action, from a passionate point. People are going to be like, oh yeah, no, they're going to be apologizing like right away. They're going to respect you right away. And so what's coming through, your ships are coming in. We kind of mentioned maybe not necessarily seeing them. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. So there it is. You may not see the proof. But in your case, Taurus, what's coming through your particular reading is it's there. Like I said, the people actually respect you. They're just not showing it because they're being lazy. Because, you may be being passive. So they're finding, oh, we can just walk all over him. even though they do respect you, but they need that slap, if you will. No, don't go around slapping people. They need a slap for them to respect you. And once you kind of stand in yourself, take that corrective action, get your just reward, you're going to feel good about yourself. And that's what's going to give you that regal feeling. And you're going to attract that love. Or even if you're in a relationship and you're finding this disrespect is coming from your significant other, like all of a sudden you're going to be like, hey, no way, this is not happening anymore. I'm not doing this. You're not treating me like this. And then you're going to see right away they're going to turn around right away. And that's kind of what's coming through. This is not for everybody. General reading. So, but that's what's coming through the reading. And then you're going to have the Nine of Pentacles, which is Nine of Pentacles is that kind of, again, that regalness of that, like, you know, it's an independence. But what I'm getting for you is that kind of like, I mean, you know, there's always an independence, but what I'm getting for you, it's more like people are going to see you like as this emperor. And we all know, like, the emperor has an empress, and Nine of Pentacles comes as that independent woman, which can be like an empress energy. So that's kind of coming through too with this, is that you're going to get the woman, or sorry, woman. I'm saying woman because it's usually woman on the Nine of Pentacles, but you're going to get that significant other. If you're in a relationship, they're going to, all of a sudden you're going to see the right side of your significant other respecting you and how you need to be respected. Or you're going to be, if you're not in a relationship and you're attracting somebody, you're going to be attracting that person that's going to see you like an emperor. They're going to treat you like an emperor. They're going to respect you like an emperor. And that's all by you just being you and standing in yourself. And so what Spirit's saying, it's there. It's there. And then the other thing I'm getting with the Nine of Pentacles is you're going to attract that because that's how they're going to see you. Again, they're going to see you like that emperor. So it's like Nine of Pentacles, you're the Nine of Pentacles. But, you know, emperor. Now, again, masculine, feminine, it's not about being man or woman, but it's about like that masculine energy. This particular energy, so what's needed to like have to, again, when, you know, usually it's a masculine energy that kind of lays down the law like that, right? So if you're a woman, you may have to, you know, step into that divine masculine part of yourself and lay down the law. Sometimes we have to do that. So, and if you're a man, same thing, you have to just step into your power and just, you know, and then so what's interesting too coming through this, and we have the reciprocity here coming through from the root chakra level, lower self. And that's it, it's the balance. And here, like, if we see this as like that female on the like wide deck, the other tarot cards, you know, the independent woman standing in her own self. Well, we can see, like, here's the balance of divine masculine and feminine. So coming into strong. So basically what that's saying is coming into strong as you as a whole. As you as a complementary whole. And, you know, when we talk about divine partners, if you will, divine partners, soulmates, or twin flames, however you see that, when we talk about that, it's basically, that is really the optimal thing we want to do is become balanced within ourselves, and then we attract that divine partner. All right, so we're going to pick from this Enchanted Map. Enchanted Map here. And we're going to pick you a card. And we have, wow, this is crazy. I swear. I put that in the middle and I shuffled them. Virgo had the same card, which is a really beautiful card, and it kind of goes with the message. So because Virgo had that card, I'm going to show you the card that came out at the bottom of the deck. It didn't come forth for the general read, but it seems to be coming through to all you guys. And I'm not too sure. I guess I'll show it to everybody. And the Ace of Wands came at the bottom of the deck when I did the shuffling for the general read for the elements in the Good Tarot. And basically, a new love is coming in. So a whole new love, a whole new you is all coming in. Now the Talisman is such a beautiful card. It's 49, which is a 4, which is basically, again, same with Virgo. You and it kind of suits for the general read for the earth signs, and that was all about like stepping into yourself. What you're seeing, you're going a whole new direction. You're letting go again. You know, with Snap here, you're letting go of everything that's not serving you, everything that's toxic. You're letting go, and you're giving that to the universe. So Eek is coming in, and he's he's the wind, so he's taking that away up to the universe. That's how tired I am. I can't even count. What comes after 48? 49. Okay, I'm going to read from the book because the book has beautiful words. Okay, so the Talisman, a lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. And that kind of goes back to the Two of Swords, first beginning of your reading, that turning point. You have all you need for success you seek. And that's coming into the Emperor. Wisdom all allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. It helps you to recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. You can't now. You did that all in 2019. Okay, that's a bit of a joke, but anyways, but no, now you really learned. You really learned about who you are and what makes you you. And yeah, when you know who you are, you know exactly what it is you want and the choices you're going to make even before you make them. That's a beautiful thing. So you really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lessons and earned the right to your success. And there it is. Earn the right to your success. There's your just reward. All right, Taurus, thank you very much. That's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next month. Hopefully I get all my technical difficulties worked out. That's usually what actually makes things the hardest sometimes, when the things don't work. But anyway, we'll make it work. Thank you very much, and lots of love, light, and blessing, and aloha keika'i, love one another. Thank you, Taurus. Have a good rest of the month. Aloha. All right, aloha. Welcome, Capricorn. So the last of the earth sign tonight. Capricorn, I am Moana. My name is Moana. I am a Hawaiian gypsy. And this is a general read for Capricorn. With that being said, yeah, it's not going to resonate with everybody. So just take what resonates and don't take what don't resonate. All right, Capricorn. So we're going to see what we have. Beautiful spread for earth signs. I'm actually really liking the energy for you guys. It's kind of exciting, and I know it's hard sometimes, strip away, years and years of things that we built up in our lives, especially when we feel like we really building up something for the rest of our life, and then we realize, wow, we're only building up something that was just to bring us to a certain point, like a checkpoint, like in a video game, I guess, to a checkpoint. And now it's like, okay, I gotta let go of all that and kind of erase that and move forward. So I don't know why that message is coming through for you guys, Capricorn, but that seems to be a message that's coming through. I am really receiving that, because Capricorn is pretty sure-footed, and when you think about like the goats, especially like mountain goats, that's what that guy's put. Sorry about my little crafty crappy signs. but anyways, you know, like when you think of the little mountain goats, they're pretty sure-footed, you know, and and when they're climbing the mountains, it's like, you know, kind of like have their eye on you know, the vision of where they're going, and it's pretty steady. It's like, okay, I'm climbing up the mountain, I'm going to that spot, and that's where I'm going, and you know, that's it, you know, kind of like just that eye on that one spot where you're going. And then it's like when you get up there, it's almost like, wow, now I have another side. There's another side of the mountain to climb, which I didn't see because I was so focused on that one spot. And so now I have to, you know, forget that trail, forget that journey, and, you know, take this journey now on the other side of the mountain. And it's kind of exciting. And it's kind of like, I'm not sure if I want to take that. That's the energy I'm kind of getting. So we're going to see what comes forth for the reading for you guys, because obviously you are starting to feel with the reading that's coming through, and I don't mean to see obviously like I'm lecturing y'all, but for the energy that's coming through the reading, there is a strong pull of, you're actually excited. You instead of like, nah, I don't know if I want to take this, like you're actually excited. You're actually motivated to say, hey, I do want to see what's over there, because this kind of pasture on this side of the mountain is kind of getting all brown and dried up. See what they have over there. So that's cool, Capricorn. So it's like you are expanding. You know, you know, it's 3 of fire, 3 threes. You have 2 threes, even though we have 3 of air, and you know, a bit of like, you know, the heartache of, and that, I guess that's the message that came through with the realization that, you know, you realize, wow, I've been working towards this goal, and and you know, earth signs, all earth signs, Capricorn, hard workers. I've been working really hard to get to this goal, just to realize, wow, that's really not the end of the journey. That's just a checkpoint in my life, and now it's like I got to go on the other side of the mountain. So, and that's kind of where I'm getting a little bit of heartache for you, is a bit of that realization. But you're actually getting motivated, because you're seeing, like, now you're starting to see that your goal, you're starting to realize, because you're expanding, right? Your spirit is expanding. Your consciousness is expanding. 3 fire, you're starting to see these ships that are like, that you've never even seen before, or never could imagine existed. And, you know, like, this is a floating ship. Wow, a floating ship. You know, so you're starting to see, like, holy cow, that whole other side of the mountain looks kind of magical. So you're really kind of excited to see what's over there, because you're beginning to see, because you're still feeling connected, you're still resonating. So you're starting to see, like, well, this was only actually part of my goal. And you had this feeling of a bigger plan, if you will, for your life. So we're going to see what comes out for your reading. I'm going to shuffle the cards here, and for you guys. And one card really wanted to come out. And, I guess 3 cards wanted to come out. Nice and I guess this fell up here, so I wanted to come up from the higher self. It's supposed to be a surprise, but it's no longer a surprise. Oh, interesting. Okay, and oh wow. Okay, interesting. This is you, Capricorn, the devil. You came out. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish laying out the cards here, and see what we're getting. And because the first thing I got, the energy I got for that was well, that's your element. I got a positive thing. But again, kind of like what I was saying, like a positive thing kind of coming out of a negative thing. You kind of, and it's funny how it came down in the 3 of air, which we were talking about the heartache, you know, and devil. So, and Capricorn, that's one thing about your sign, And that's kind of sometimes the relationship between the actual devil card and Capricorn sign is you're sure-footed, which is a good thing. But the opposite pole to the positive side of this card wants to come out, of that, sure-footedness is sometimes we can grip onto things too strong. And in that grip, and the devil can be all about, that addictions or that stronghold, things that we can't let go of, like obsessiveness. So that's kind of coming through a little bit, is the obsessiveness. Okay, so we have two, sometimes two comes out, sometimes three, sometimes four, but you're getting a lot of balance. So I'm just looking at the cards. Sometimes I look how even the cards lay out rather than just the cards, and I get the energy from the cards. And I'm getting balance. You are really coming to a good balance, and that I'm getting like it's like that's what I was trying to remember. What was coming out is this turnaround. So, and again, and I guess that goes with the first message that I just started talking about when we came on about at first. Okay, so. Yeah, so we were talking about the turnaround. So there's a turnaround in you and your energies. And, so at first reaching out to that checkpoint being, the heartache of disappointment of, wow, I worked all this hard and I've reached here and now it's like I thought this was supposed to be my goal. And it's like, no, it's not. So it's almost like you felt like you've been deceived, and... But now there's this turnaround, this balancing of energy, turnaround, like actually you're looking over there like, wow, that actually is exciting. So now you're starting to get fired up, starting to get motivated, and starting to see like, wow, okay, I just got to get over there, and maybe it won't be so bad after all. So we're going to go to the middle self here, and we have the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Wands, and again, Ten of Swords. And actually, it's interesting because I just telling the other sign, I mean, the same thing. I don't really make mistakes. I'm not trying to be egotistical or saying, oh, I'm perfect. I'm not saying that. I make mistakes. But when in the readings, when something like that happens, I read the card as, as that energy as well. When Spirit shows me something. So when I said Ten of Wands. So basically, you felt this burden of all that hard work. Again, reaching up to that checkpoint. And it was like, because it was a lot of hard work. Capricorns are hard workers. And it was like, wow, I worked all that hard, and it was like that burden of all that hard work and to get that. And so that's also with the Ten of Swords coming through, it's saying that's coming to an end. And things are now like with this motivation, this Eight of Wands is basically, it's coming through as motivation, fast-moving energy. You're starting to get excited, and I'm excited, and I'm reading it as like this motivation that you're now starting to excel. You're wanting to move forward, and I'm also getting this level up in life, level up in quality, and this is supposed to be a love reading, so in regards to love. Everything is leveling up. So if you've been wanting a relationship and you're not in a relationship, the reason why you haven't been is because, Spirit's been waiting for this moment. Yeah, so Spirit's been waiting for you to reach this point of leveling up. And then that's going to bring that equal quality of a person that's going to resonate with you, because now it's an energy of long lasting. So that's really good, Capricorn. This whole energy of, everything leveling up. Your esteem, your status, everything. Quality of life. Everything leveling up. So that's awesome. So what we have coming into the reciprocity area, that was this is your lower self. So the subconscious self. And we have, so I mentioned, I might not, I mentioned it, but I didn't realize, I think the video cut out. But if it didn't cut out that part, I was mentioning it at a point that I'm not sure if love's coming through yet, but here it is. So because of this leveling up, you are this love. If you're single, for those who are single and coming through, and again, it's general read, so it may not resonate with everybody, but we have the Lovers card and we have the Two of Cups. So and again, Two of Cups and Gemini energy with the Lovers card is all about that balance. And so that's really exciting. And then that's on top of the six, the reciprocity. And a lot of times in a love reading, that six reciprocity card, the Six of Pentacles, signifies, that give and take, equal give and take. So for love, because you've leveled up, because you did the hard work, that love is coming through now. And if you're in a relationship and you've been the one kind of giving more into the relationship, you're going to start seeing now that relationship is going to start balancing. The person, your significant other, is going to start seeing you for who you are. So for the for the divine self, for your higher self position, you had Three of Air. Well, in a general Earth read, we had Three of Air, which was, again, when we mentioned it, especially for you, Capricorn, we were referring to that, that disappointment. You felt kind of like deceived almost, because you worked towards that goal, you worked so hard, and when you reached that checkpoint, it was like, what? I thought this was supposed to be it. I thought this was supposed to be my happy ending. And then it was like, no, there's still more. So you kind of had that heartache there. But then we had this turnaround, right? This turnaround. Because that heartache really helped you to open up your heart to your own spiritual growth, to your own spiritual journey, and let go. So the Devil card, which is your energy, the Capricorn, also talks about, holding on, unhealthy habits, unhealthy, well, what I'm getting basically, because it can talk about all that addiction. So so the positive side, the sure-footedness, being stable, but also negative side is that, holding on too much. And that's what I was getting. The unhealthy part for you, Capricorn, was holding on too much, holding on to your goal. And that's why it was such a heartache when you realized, oh my goodness, this is not it. And you're ready to rest. But rest is coming in, love is coming in, but also on top of that, it's going to be more amazing. And that's what you're starting to see. This is the turnaround. You're starting to see the other side of the mountain is actually more amazing. And that Eight of Wands is actually coming through as, motivation coming through, that it's exciting, and you're starting to feel passion again to move forward to that next checkpoint. You're starting to get motivated and excited, and not that fast forward movement that's happening now, because you're starting to get excited, and this leveling up is happening. And that's why now is the time for you to be in love, or that love to start to come in. And I'm going to show you the card that kind of came at the bottom of the card for the general read. I'll do that in a minute. We'll just finish these cards here. So coming up, the divine self, other than that, the Devil card there, we have the Five of Wands. So that was the conflict. Okay, that was your conflict. That was part of that heartache. Reaching that checkpoint, feeling deceived. That was the inner conflict. But now, look, exactly, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. So it's the turnaround. But the nice thing is you're tuning into the Wheel of Fortune. Like, this is karmic, this is cycles, this is out of our control. We have the Ten of Swords. There's an ending. It's a cycle, but it's a grand cycle ending for you. But the thing is, you're tuning into that, and that's also feeding into this fast moving energy. But the good thing is that you had that turnaround, and you're feeling very excited about it. And that's the motivation and passion coming through with that fire energy. And you may have this love coming through that may be a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or have that in their chart. I like to say that. But this was at the bottom of the deck when we did the general, but for some reason Spirit said don't bring it out then. But I wasn't sure if I was going to bring it out at all, but it seems to be coming through each individual, but maybe Spirit wants me to tell you guys each individually. So Ace of Water. So again, that's like the Aces, Ace of Cups, a new love, right? And you have the Two of Cups and the Lovers. Lovers, right? You know, right here. You know, moving up from the ground up. And so hidden energies is this Five of Pentacles. And again, and that's interesting because Virgo had this in the same position. I swear, like, I put these in the deck, like, you know, like I don't just put them on top. I cut the deck and I put it in between, you know, wherever, and then I shuffle them, and it's really interesting. So, you know, this goes to show you the energies are here. And the Five of Pentacles for Virgo, the main the main message that came out for that was, I look at this one, and it's like your shining star. So you reach the top, and even those who may be in a relationship, you've been feeling like maybe there wasn't reciprocity in your relationship. And for those in the relationship, maybe and that's what you're seeing, there's going to be this turnaround. And now because you're leveling up, all of a sudden your significant other is going to level up, whether you're male or female. And you're going to start gaining that reciprocity now. And, you know, here's the balance, the four all around. Because now you're a shining star. You reach the top. You reach the goal and you're leveling up. See, it's not the same size as the other one, right? So Five of Pentacles is all that, you know, kind of like isolation, being the loner kind of thing, out in the cold. But it's like you're not out in the cold, and that's what Spirit wants you to see. The hidden message there, the hidden energy. Spirit wants to see you're the one on top. You're Capricorn. You're the one on top of the mountain, but you're the one that's going to, you know, I guess the promised land, if you will. All this biblical stuff's coming out now. And I'm not religious, you know, and I don't preach, but there are, you know, wonderful stories and wonderful messages through the Bible. But, you know, but it's really great. You know, you're getting to your own promised land. And you're starting to see that. You see, and this is what came up for the general, right? And it still applies to your reading. It's Three of Fires. And this came up, you know, when it came out in the reading, it came out as a message of, like, this is what, you know, basically all the other sides were seeing. And it was so true when I did each individual so far, that it's coming, it's here. But I'm getting for you, Capricorn, you're starting to see a little bit more. Just maybe you're seeing something in the fog kind of thing. Kind of like you see how it's all foggy over here, you know, in front. And she's looking over here. So there's that open mind as well. So that's coming through for you, Capricorn, sorry. Keep that open mind. And I say Virgo because Virgo's can be very strong in the mind. But for you, Capricorn, the message is basically, for some reason, is coming through to your sign about being open-minded. And we talked earlier about that tunnel vision, like that one goal that you're going to, and don't be so stuck on that one goal, because now you see, you know, that wasn't the end, but now you're seeing such a bigger picture, a level up, a whole, like, you know, like, let's say your goal was to work and save money for a house, but now, you know, you got the money, but now all of a sudden you're starting to see that house is not available. But however, for some reason, this mansion opens up for the same price and more land. So that's an example, right? And you're starting to see like how everything's leveling up, like a quality of life and everything. And so what's coming through on the top of the Three of Fire, which is energies that you are starting to see, but starting to realize, but maybe, you know, everyone should pay more attention. And that is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. So you are manifesting what you're working for. But the thing about the Knight of Pentacles is that it's slow. So, and that's why, you know, that energy of you're not quite seeing it. Don't be so stuck on that one goal, because it's actually slow. The energy is slow for a reason, you know. And even if you're trying to manifest that love, you know, and the Knight of Pentacles can be a very passionate, very romantic. So the Knight of Pentacles can actually be like a very romantic, passionate sign as well, because he's the one that takes his time to make sure everything's right and everything's steady, and he's the one that crosses the finish line with everything all done properly and everything in a line and everything in place. So that is really great. And also too, you know, he's the one that makes sure that, you know, the job is done, that what the job that needs to be done is done, and it's done right. So manifesting what you've been working hard to manifest is happening, and it's slower energy, but it's coming, and that's what Spirit wants you to see. And that's a turnaround that you're feeling anyway, so that's really awesome. That you're doing really amazing, and it's exciting. And so so the last message we're going to pick for the reading to close it up is from the Enchanted Map. And the card that came up for you, Capricorn, is 28, which is a 1. Movement. How perfect is that? Okay, so movement. So that's exactly, you know, this Wheel of Fortune. I call it the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So, and that's a 10. That's a 10 as well. So, and then you're feeling that movement. And again, that also goes with the 8 of Wands. So, and that movement is coming from you changing your perspective, really standing strong in who you are, leveling up, and a movement is happening. And you're going to see that movement in your love life as well. It's going to be reciprocated into your love life. And that's really exciting. I'm really excited for you, Capricorn. Wow, this has been really powerful reading for all the earth signs. I'm really excited for you guys. So movement here, I'm just going to read from the book because there's wonderful things to say. Basically, your statement is you are in a time of positive forward motion. Perfect. That's exactly what so we just had that turnaround, you know, from that despair into like, wow, actually I can see the benefit of all this. I can see like how, yeah, this is great. I can do this because I can see now. It's making sense. You're starting to understand. And turning into that positivity. And that's really what's exciting. And that's what's needed for a long-lasting love. So this is the time for positive momentum. As you come out of a period of restriction, you're in a stage of new adventure and discovery. That's exactly it. You had your eye on this particular goal, and you reached it. But once you realize, like, wow, that is not the important. And now you're realizing, you know, at first it was despair. It's like, oh, I'm done with all this burden and hard work. And it's like, but now you're saying, like, actually, now you're wanting more. You're expanding. You're starting to discover how it's actually, there's more for you, and it's exciting. You may feel compelled to take a trip, change your hair, or move your home or business. Regardless, you can't remain where you are anymore. You feel compelled to go forward. No matter what your inquiry, you will see your dreams take form and doors previously shut begin to open as if by magic. Movement is also a state of mind. The fog lifts, and you now know that the actions you need to take, this isn't the time for fear. Let it go and move forward. And that's exactly what we're talking about, the devil energy. That could talk about, you know, people being controlled by their fears, and that could have been part of why, you know, there was this despair in the beginning when you reach that goal and realize, well, gee, this is not really the end of the story, the end of the goal. And that kind of brings me back to this card when we talked about the fog here, but she's actually looking over here, so she's keeping that open mind, you know, and that actually came through when I was reading there. That came through as well, to keep that open mind, to keep moving forward, because there's now you're starting to see how there's a lot more when you allow yourself to open up. So continue to open up, Capricorn. It's an amazing time. Great. So a really exciting time for you, Capricorn. I'm really excited to keep that open mind, keep moving forward, keep that momentum going, keep that positivity and keep that expansion. Just keep opening up your heart. Amazing things are coming to you, and they're arriving really soon, coming into 2020. Such an exciting time, and you're going to be really, really excited. So thank you, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Hope to see you next time. And I really enjoyed reading for you guys, and it's been great. The love and light, many well blessings to you, and we'll see you next time. E aloha ke kahi, e ke kahi. Love one another. All right. Aloha.